Hi guys, well, welcome back to my blog. This is number 5. And I never thought that I would have, over 100 views per vlog, and I've just been advised by my sister-in-law that 89 of them were from my nephew Ali. So a big shout out to you, Ali, and hi Xavier in the background. I hope you guys have a crazy day. Now today, our blog and future vlogs are going to be called Beauty and the Business. And the reason that I've decided to do that is I have always been asked since starting Ottoman 3, how did you create this business? So I figured I love beauty and I love talking about it, love reviewing products. I have my own product line that's coming out in a few weeks' time, and I'm dying to take you through all of that. You might see a little hint of some of my mood board in the background about branding and packaging and things like that I'm really excited to talk you through. But also for anyone that's wanting to start their own business, particularly in the beauty industry, but not necessarily just, but really just questioning, maybe it's time that I start my own gig and want a little bit of advice, then I'm here for you. So if you've got any questions and you want to know something about my journey, I'm more than happy to share. So please send your questions across. Today, I really want to touch base on the basic principles of what it's going to take running your own small business. I say this not very lightly, but I often say to people, having your own small business is almost like selling your soul to the devil. And I'm not being disrespectful to the devil. I'm just simply saying that often your time is no longer yours anymore. You are on 24/7. And even a couple of years in, if you manage to take some time off and go on a vacation or spend a day with your family and friends, your mind's always there. Now, this is not necessarily a bad thing. Often for me, it's what keeps me going because I feel like I have real purpose. You do need what I often say is a firecracker up your some people call it passion. Whatever you want to chalk it up as, it is an obsession, and it's a wonderful thing. It's extremely rewarding. But if you're in it just to make the money, then I suggest you probably try a different angle because it takes a long time for the funds to come. What comes first is just good old-fashioned hard work. So in each of the vlogs going forward, we'll talk about different topics. Today I want to talk about your support network when you're starting up. It is so imperative. It's pretty obvious, who your emotional support network is. And one of the things in business and in my 10 to 12 years in corporate world, I was constantly told to not allow my feelings to get involved. Keep your feelings out of it. I'm here to tell you, in a small business, you need to have feelings because you're dealing with a small group of people that are often working for you, and your team and how they think and how they feel is imperative to whether they come back to work the next day or not. So I'm a big believer, feelings, embrace it. It's not a bad thing. The other thing that I want to talk about today is the people that you surround yourself externally to your business. So I'm referring to your friends and your family. They're the ones that are going to be there when you close the store or when you come home from the workshop or wherever your studio is, or it might be your apartment. Most likely is your home the first couple of years. These are the people that are going to listen to you kind of over and over and over again, and it's not a bad thing. They've got to understand that you're going through a process. It's extremely difficult, and it's almost a sea change, but from a work perspective as opposed to a lifestyle perspective. One of the things that happened to me very early on when I opened the first store in Myer High Point, I'll never forget it. We opened our doors on the 23rd of May 2009 in Myer High Point. It was quite an achievement to open my first salon there. It took 8 months to actually build it, and here we were. Within that 8 months, I managed to tell every single one of my friends and family, I'm opening a store in Myer. I can't believe it. It's such a big accomplishment. So proud. And everyone was calling and texting and writing and wanting to know, when is this launch date? When is it going to happen? And finally the day happened, and what a turnout we had. It was beautiful. Friends came from everywhere. Family came from everywhere. That first day, it was just absolutely magical. It really was. I mean, the flowers that were coming, it was amazing. And cards and champagne. I didn't anticipate any of that because my brain was more focused on the business side of things, not receiving accolades, you know. And so that was wonderful, exhausting, but wonderful. What a wonderful support system I have, right? So the next day comes, and it wasn't as busy as day one, but I still had some friends and family that couldn't come on the first day, and they came on the second day, and that was great. So we had a good old second day too. And then day 3 came, and day 3 was, I believe, a Monday. So just a normal day of the week where everyone goes off and does their own thing, and business is really quiet. But don't you worry, when you're preparing the launch of any kind of business, you expect that you need a ramp-up time, right? And I expected that. So though it was disappointing that we had had these 2 fairly full days and busy and active, it was a little bit uncomfortable, let's say, to have such a quiet day on day 3 and 4 and 5. But expected, right? So about 2 weeks into the business, and I'm still fully conscious of the fact that we're going to need some time to ramp up and build our customer base. And one of the main reasons why I selected Maya was because of the foot traffic that Maya brings in. And surely there's plenty of people walking past my area on the cosmetics floor that will stop and say, hey, what's going on there? That's fascinating. Let me have a go. They do say that when someone is sitting on a chair and having their eyebrows threaded, often people will stop and go, that's really weird. What is that? And I love that when that happens. That moment of, what the, is how I get people's attention. But when that chair is empty, it's just an empty chair. So on week 2, business is quiet, and I have 2 staff members on the floor. And I'm watching them trying to fill their day. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and then 12 o'clock. And we haven't had one single customer. Now in 2 weeks, we've never had a whole day without a customer. And financially, I've prepared for that because I'm expecting this ramp up time, right? So I'm good. But what I didn't expect is how my staff would feel about it. And as I watch my nail artist wipe the same table again, and hello to Elena, I hope Russia and Ukraine is treating you well. And then I see Judy, my very first threader, she's wiping the chair again, except no one's been sitting on it for a day. So, you know, she's just trying to fill her time. Hi to Judy. I looked at them and I realized at some point these 2 women are going to give up on me, because there's only so long a business can survive without customers, right? And even though I know intrinsically, I know in my heart of hearts that the customers will come, it may be too late for my staff because they may give up on me and give up on my brand. And let me tell you something. I felt extremely prepared up until that moment. I had gone to great schools. I had traveled so many parts of the world. I've worked for some really big blue chip corporate companies to get to this point in my life, partnering with one of the biggest brands in the country. And at this moment, the chair's empty. So who do you call? Think about it. Who do you call? I called my mum. And I just got on the phone and I said, Mum, I need you here. I need you to come and I need you to sit on one of those chairs and I need you to thread something left on your face, because we've already done your eyebrows, but we'll just pretend even, so that the next person that's walking past, the casual shopper, may hopefully stop and go, what is that woman doing on that chair? And that's all I need. That's the only opening I need to then convince someone to sit down and have their brows done, or sit down and have their nails done. And Mum said, of course, I'll be there soon. Hang up with her. And, you know, I kind of anticipated by the time she got ready and came to drove down to High Point, walked through the shopping centre and walked straight into Ottoman 3 on level 2 in Maya. About an hour, best case scenario. So I'm thinking to myself, it's okay. Alina and Judy will be fine. I just entertain them, I'll ask them more questions, I'll just keep them mentally occupied, and then within an hour my mum will be here, and hopefully, whilst we're working on her, someone will walk past and ask a question and hopefully take a seat. And about 20-30 minutes had gone by, and my auntie walks in, out of nowhere. And I granted this is a shopping centre, it's a big shopping centre, but I didn't expect to see her. Her name is Nilgün. I refer to her as Nilgün abla. And I said, Nilgün abla, what are you doing here? She said, your mum called me. I'm here to get my eyebrows done. I'm ready. You got some space for me? And I was like, yes, yeah, we do. So I hurried along, and Alina came running and got her name and her number and put her in the appointment book, and Judy quickly got her thread and her tools and sat her down and put the mirror in front of her and gave her her consultation, and suddenly there was purpose on the floor. And about 5 minutes later, I look down and I see another auntie walking, and it's my Auntie Julie. I said, Julie, what are you doing here? And she says, your mum called me. You guys got time to do, my nails, my eyebrows? I said, yeah, we got time. And, every time it brings me to tears, this story, every time. And I just thought, oh, my God, that was my lifeline. It felt like everything that I had worked for years, and things that I had dreamed about since I was 7, I swear to you, I felt like it was crashing down and I was just about to fail. And then my support network comes, and it came in the form of my Nilgün abla, my Auntie Julie, and then sure enough, my mum. And of course, customers walked past and were watching these women having things done and stopped and asked questions, and sure enough, we started to fill more chairs. And that's how my business began. And all the study and all the travel and all the planning and all the networking and everything that you can put together to hopefully create this flawless business, it won't work unless you surround yourself with an amazing support network. So I suggest you treat the people around you well. Call your mum. Big hello to your aunties. And friends, partners, colleagues from other work companies, and people you've met just along the way of life. It all comes together, So I say a big thank you and a big dedication to all of my family, and not just my Nilgün abla and not just my Auntie Julie and my mum, but so many of my friends and family, and all of you who you are, and I'll drop your name here and there, don't you worry. Thank you. You help make my business what it is today.